Morning everyone, well afternoon here rather, for me. I don't know what it's like for you, but well, afternoon from me. Paul, Thunderbird, Reese, don't recognise your name there before Reese, welcome if you're new. Okay. First thing I'm going to do is diagnose what's going on with this 1502, supposedly it just died. MagSafe looks a bit banged up, but let's pop a chipmunk into it and see what happens. I mean, see what our current levels are like. So MagSafe 2. NL. Let's see, 300, 400, 500, 700, 800, 1 amp. Power's up. 3 amps. Battery's flat. Wonder if their charger's just dead. Hey Ainsley, yeah, it's been a while. Kenny, Paul, Mara, TCRS, Tim, Irradiated Tim. Tim's superpower, his superhero name is the Green Glow. That's what we're calling him now. This has taken a long time to boot up. So should have already been fully booted by now. So either it's going into one of the recovery modes or something like that. The fact that I'm drawing 3.5 amps, I'm thinking they may have just simply got a bad MagSafe. Saturday afternoon now. The green MacMan. Yeah, it's a little specific, isn't it? I thought the green glow was a little more generic. I let him get away with doing other things. Quack diagnosis, close enough. I should have used that as a title. Wow, okay, this is taken... Okay, now it's going into the next phase. Yep. Okay, what's happened here? Why has it gone in recovery mode? Either that or it's password recovery. Screen is beautifully clean. There's none of the screen gate issue. Yeah, password recovery. That's fine, we'll just go reset. Hey Steve K, Irish Bull. Greg, Rob Brown's here. Okay, 40%. Yeah, I suppose that can. Alright, that is interesting. The battery has 40%. So it can't be a bad MagSafe. So we've got a bit of an intermittent one here. We'll pop it open, see if there's any liquid damage. Then I'll report back to the person, and then I can get on with the iPhone jobs. I just wanted to check this one first before I got into the iPhones. Okay, we've got a screw missing. These screws have been chewed out. Something's really been working double time on these. I can't even get them out. Okay, I don't know what has been going on here. Maybe they tried to open it up themselves using perhaps a Torx or a hex or something like that. Middle of the day. Hey Hector. The correct screws are in the right place though. Like the short thread ones are at the back. I'm just going to apply a little pressure on the back here to... That's it. So I don't think it's been disassembled before. They just might have been trying to disassemble it. Well, it's a very well kept machine, given its age. You can't see anything directly obvious. It could be the drive itself. Okay, that's interesting. The keyboard lock lever is flipped up. It's always difficult in these scenarios to know whether you should dig much deeper or what. Yeah, I'm a little bit surprised that the keyboard lock lever is up. It's a 2015. Hey John, optimize, Marco, one to Mac. I wonder whether it never was installed properly. Wait, get the battery out first, Paul. Because really, everything looks pristine. I feel like, I've just stumbled on Tutankhamun's tomb and no one's been here before. Okay, well, I mean, there are fingerprints there, but they could be from assembly. Yeah, I'm unsure. If someone has been here before, they've been quite clean about it. Good pun there, John. Tut tut. You're talking about this here. That does sometimes happen anyway. It's not unusual. I don't ever really consider it. If it has been disassembled, it may have been for the purpose of cleaning, but that is so pristine that it doesn't even look like it ever got to the point where it had dust on it. So this is a bit of a mystery this time. Check your JTAG. Certainly with that bar flipped up like that, it could be why it wouldn't turn on. Like if they shut it down, and maybe because it wasn't locked down, the line for the SMC on off might not have been making contact. Then because the battery was connected, plugging in the MagSafe won't do anything in terms of automatically powering it on. But yeah, everything here other than that keyboard flip up feels factory. Even the protective tape over the top of the connectors there, this has never been peeled off before. This is factory. Hey Ted Berry, Jacob. Now the only reason why I'm now opting to disassemble it is because I thought, well, I'll take the opportunity while it's here to just double check that there is nothing on the other side of the board. It may end up being simply a case of that lock tab need to be locked down. But I suppose it would be remiss of me to not check everything. I imagine the customer would not be pleased if they got it back and the fault happened again because I missed one little spot of corrosion on the other side of the board. I'm suspecting there won't be, but who knows. Hey Micromage, have I got the right code up? I haven't. If it's everything. It barely has any dust in it. I can't see anything on this. I think it's just going to be a case of the keyboard tab. Yeah, 4924. Sorry, camera coming up. Alright, that actually looks weird. It's like it's been squashed. What do you think, Tim? That's a little squishy squashy. Neil, good, danke. And you? That's yeah, that's some pretty nasty squash balls. So it's one thing to note. I'm not even sure how that would have happened. And it's interesting that there's a bit of residual fluxing there. If someone has been in this before, then I gotta commend them on doing an exceptionally clean job. Clean circuit boards are a nightmare though. So that one there is also squished out, but not to the severity of the other one. That's tolerable. It's not great, but it is tolerable. There's no balls touching. The skid mark you see, I think, is some kind of flux. Eric, I didn't get much sleep last night. Damn cats kept waking me up. I'd just fall off to sleep and then the little blighters would wake me up again. I don't know why, but all these 6-pin or 6-leg chips are sort of showing a little more impact and squish off to the side than I normally see. Which is funny because they're actually low profile parts compared to a lot of the stuff around them. Is that metallic type paste? No, it's okay. That's looks like it's the normal apple paste. Hey, Travis, Tony. If it is overmasked from the factory, it's a pretty bad example. I don't think I've ever seen one that bad before. And it's interesting that it's got a couple of the flux marks. So we've got this streak here, and then here. Could still be factory, but it's amazing that that didn't actually short out. No power rail checking at this point, other than the fact that it boots. So at this stage I would rework that, just to make sure it's okay. Because even if it's not the cause of the problem, it could well become a problem. How am I going for time? 14:30. Okay, I got 30 minutes. Bloody hell. Alright, so I'm going to put this aside for the moment. I'm going to message the person And yeah, it's a little tough. I mean, do I charge for a board repair, or is it just... If it's just that keyboard lockdown, then you can't really charge for a board repair. If it's for... Ah, damn it. At least not ethically. People are going, who cares about ethics? You want to be rich? Okay. It's a tough cold devil because everything else looks factory. The connectors were factory. Yeah, everything was factory. So, yeah, it could have been a stenciling mistake. Steve K, that's not bad. Yeah, that's not good on me. Yeah, I don't know what to do about this. Alright, message them now, got to get on with the iPhones because they're going to drop back soon. I've got a 3 o'clock arrival, which is half an hour, I think. Yeah, that's for this one. And then shortly after I've got another one. Donny J, not really, no. So I kept trying to sleep, and then I kept getting woken up. So I'd like get 15 minutes just heading off into the happy sleep zone. And then I'd get woken up. And it wasn't probably until about, well, certainly after the sun was up that I finally crashed. And then I was woken up again at about 11. So, 3-4 hours. You can probably hear it in my voice anyway. And also the fact that I'm looking a bit lost here today. Okay, so this is 6S. 90% likely it's just a cracked screen. They've lost functionality at the bottom. So it's... and it only really happened since the crack. Okay, so I've replaced the battery in this in the past. Definitely my work. All good. I have to go a little bit slower here. At least things like the 6 and the 6S don't give me too much grief. If this was an iPhone 11 or even a 10, I'd probably be a little bit hesitant to be diving in. Needs a clean up. This needs a magnetic recharge. Oh, Donny J, managing pubs is no fun. I used to be in the hotel industry. Not with the retail front or the Patreon front, but I was in the IT at the back end stuff, and plenty of no sleep nights. That many a time it'd be up until the sun would come up, just trying to restore systems back to functionality before the people had to check out for the day. That was always the worst, the 10 o'clock in the morning checkout process. And if the server had an issue the night before, you'd be wondering whether everything was still correct, and often you'd have to force people back onto the paperwork, do it manually. That was never much fun. It's a fun industry to be in when you're younger. It's not something I'd want to be in now. Certainly I remember many trips home from the resorts. I would have to pull off to the side of the road and lock my doors and fall asleep for a little bit and hope that no one would carjack me. It was a case of, do I want to die by a carjacking or do I want to die by a horrible fiery accident because I fell asleep at the wheel? What's that, John? Not dying? Yeah, I saw the iPhone 12 tear down. Oh. I don't know if it's available here in Australia yet or not. I haven't checked. I am tempted that maybe I should invest some money and buy one to tear it apart. See what it's like. Some people I noticed saying that getting the screens off is a little more difficult. Apparently the glue is rather strong, needs preheating, and the glass itself is very thin and prone to internal cracking. So I don't know. I'll let some other people be the fodder for the learning of the rest of the community. But it will be good to get one just for spare parts. If people have any brains about them, they should be getting AppleCare with these, particularly the fact that AppleCare gives you exceptionally good repair prices. And Nathan Hopkins, how's it going? And Byron's late too, yep. Wait for Jerry Rig to tear it apart. Oh, yeah. But it'd be nice to have one if you're doing a data recovery scenario. Like I just had to buy some iPhone 11 screens purely for data recovery. Most of the time I'm more than happy to just send those people if they just want a screen fix down to the local Apple authorized agent. And by local I mean it's like 130 kilometers away. That's local. Yeah, hectic, precisely. Yeah, that's why I would want one on hand, just simply for those data recovery scenarios. Often what pushes it here is people want to get their data off the phone, but they have to also, if they want their phone replaced under their contract or whatever, they have to hand the old phone back, which, yeah, I kind of get it. So they have a choice between, do I get the new phone replaced for free, or do I lose my data, or do I pay for a new phone and keep my data? So that's where shops like us come in. We can do the data recovery. They can then go get their phone replaced, and so they win on both accounts. Hey, Adrian Russell. Oh yeah, looks like I'm using scientific notation at the moment. Whoops, my bad. I need to fix that bug. There we go. A bug for another day. Yeah, there's iCloud as well. Again, I would have thought the smart thing to do would be for Apple to provide an iCloud account that would have enough storage for their new phone. So like you buy a new phone, if you've got 256 gig phone, whatever, you also get an iCloud account with enough storage as part of the cost for the duration of the warranty period of the phone. And then outside of the warranty period, then you get to decide if you want to continue on with the iCloud. It would just save a lot of dramas, because so many people I get here, their phones, for one reason or another, have gone too far, and we can't get the data off. Something's gone wrong, and they're up the creek, or the other thing is, say, the screen gets cracked, and it starts doing the whole false touch, locks them out, and by the time you get to it and put a new screen on it, it's too late. They're locked out, can't get their data, the end. Or of course the liquid on the battery, or the latest one, of course, where just filling up the phone too much kills it. I'm actually kind of surprised that Apple let iOS have a flaw like that. Well, Greg, that's what I was thinking. If they put it in as a default, part of the cost, so what is it, say $3 a month for 2 years, so $36, $72 extra on the phone. And the thing is, people generally just continue to use it even after the warranty period. So short term, no great change. Long term, Apple gains more iCloud accounts, in theory. Theory is really easy when it's not you that's having to go out there and do it. Yeah, bury the cost in the price. Yeah. But of course, some bean counter is going to look at that and go, if we just keep the price the same, just charge people more, and then make them take out the iCloud. I have noticed though the prices of the phones do seem to be dropping a bit. Yeah, maybe I'm just perceiving it wrong, but it seems like overall the price of the phones is coming down a little bit. Particularly more for the entry level type stuff. The high end's always going to be high end, of course. I'm just cleaning up the dead seals. They stink up the place with their rotting corpses. Attracts crabs and lobsters. It may get to that point, where the upsell. I just would have thought they could indirectly save a lot of money in terms of support costs as well. Damn you're just... The twig that this was cut from, the grain alignment, is such a way that it's causing it to break. Yeah, so the reduction of support costs from Apple's side, that would surely pay for itself. I mean, one support call, even on minimum wage, if they can save one, then that's got to be worth the cost of the iCloud for the year. Because once you get these people who have lost their data on the phone, they're not going to get off the phone in a hurry. They want their data, and they're going to throw every sob story they can to Apple, and they're not going to be happy with just, sorry, we can't do anything. They're going to come back again and again. I'm actually struggling to get this compound out at the moment. There we go. How many people have lost data because they thought the geniuses believed them? Getting a little pedantic there, but oh, that's right. This one's got a dud camera too. Damn, almost forgot that. I'll have to see if I've got a spare camera somewhere. Apparently this one's fuzzy and messed up. Thank goodness at least the 6S is dead easy to replace. Come on, reach. Okay, what's the bet I don't have any 6S cameras? Yeah, I thought it was backing up. So no. And it looks like that might have copped some liquid damage. This one looks pretty clean. Yeah, people don't appreciate the value of their data until it's lost, but at the same time, people also don't value their data as much as they believe they do. And what I mean by that is when you get people come in and you can recover their data, but say it's going to cost like $300 to recover it. At that point, they decide, you know what, it was nice to have those photos and stuff, but it's not $300 worth. And it's like, okay, that's fine by me. Which is why it's always a very good reason to know where you put the top shield on. It's still stuck on the phone. Always a very good reason to get people to pay up front when it comes to data recovery. And you can say, well, I can refund it if I can't get the data, but if I do get the data, I keep the money. Because far too many times you'll do the work to get the recovery and then they change their mind. Hey Pernov, how's it going? You're up early? Or am I working late? Just realised I didn't get this person's passcode. This was not a scheduled job for today. They just turned up, caught me off guard when I was doing other things. And I failed to get their passcode, so I can't actually test that camera. So we'll just have to assume it's okay. And I don't have a working 6S handy to verify independently. So let's hope the luck of the draw was in our favour today. If it's not, the guy probably won't be too fast. He'll just sort of go, oh, well, when I break the screen next, we'll get it changed again then. So there's a nice thing about a lot of these local jobs is that the people do know you, so they're a little bit more casual about these things. AJ, the most common picture thing I find is baby pictures. People, they're newborn, things like that. That's the most common one where they want them desperately, but they often don't want to pay for them. It's strange. You use it. We had the MacBook before. We'll get back to it in a bit. Charge port's fine. It's not pristine, but it's fine. There's no build up at the back. Okay, so that's fine. Just put that aside, let that come up. We'll get to the next one. Yeah, I know, AJ, it is strange. But I think people just sort of think, well, I've got the kids, so I'll just keep taking new photos of them. Or they probably have... They've probably already posted a lot of them on Facebook, or they've got friends that are taking photos. I guess that's what they're feeling. Or they just don't care about their kids. Yeah, I can appreciate that aspect. Even if you can't get into these screens, to unlock and all that, you can still test if there's okay. Whoops. Yeah, if you just do that figure of 8 type stuff, because if there's a break in the sensor for the touch, it'll bring it straight back down. So that's okay there. You gotta find these ways around. Okay, so this has got a fault running down the middle of it. Adrian Russell, really? I thought it was a pretty generic sort of thumbnail. I need to come up with something a bit better. I've noticed overall when I look at all my videos that, it's a very washed out look. I need to put some pizzazz into it. What? Oh, okay. No, I know what's going on here. This came back for a battery replacement back in August, I think. And so I replaced the battery, and I warned them that the screen was a bit of a problem. And I think now the screen has become a real problem. And it's not one of my screens, it's some generic 10-minute tech screen from the looks of it. The sort of screens where as soon as you touch it, as soon as you pick it up from the person who changed it, the moment you lay hands on it, the warranty is void. Hey Q's, any 555? Good to see you here too. Clocking in. Come on, out you come. Gotta get those little plastic doobie dackers. What is this? Crazy screen. I mean, why would you have it complete with a pointless serial number on it? Hey, Kristen Estrada. Peter Crisfield. Crazy, eh? Alright. I'll believe you. Seems some people know the brand. Geez, Paul, that's crazy. 65-inch, that's a little bit big for me. I've still got to fix my 55-inch LG. One day. I'll get there. One day. I forgot to take the side screws out. I'll tell you what, Paul, you send me the gear to do 4K, I'll gladly do it. My internet connection will do it. So at least I've got one thing out of the way. Good to see any 555 in on the jokes. Thank you, good sir. Okay, there's plenty of junk on that one too. Solid square wave. Good duty cycle on it. I'm on a 140 fiber to the node, not fiber to the node, dear God, I wish I had fiber. The 140 network, so that is 100 megabit per second down, 40 up. And I believe I only need about 25 up to do 4K. Oh, why do they do this? I hate this. I don't know why they tape up this flex this way, because you got to peel off that piece of Captain tape, and it's pretty strong, and you can easily rip it down too much. It's just weird. I don't know why they do that. I'm sure they must have a reason, surely. I do get pretty much full capacity on that line, at least reasonably full. Most days I will have 90/35, something like that. So I'm certainly, considering my rural location, it is quite it's quite an oddity to have such a good connection. And it's not too bad either when you actually test it for transfers from another place. Because obviously being able to synchronize at that speed locally is one thing, but to actually get useful data over it is another. And I'll get 10, good 10 megabyte a second out of Apple. We use Premium OEM refurbished with pre-installed backplate times over. I do with the things like the 7s and the 8s now. But for the 6 and 6S's, I don't mind. It's pretty much all just by route now. Rote? Yeah, rote. I don't even think about it. It just happens. Which is why I'm doing it while I'm chatting on YouTube. Too long. Swift Silver, that's a painful upload. Hopefully once I've put this thing back together, I'll have a message from the other person regarding the MacBook. Paul Murray, you got 4G, painful. Are you going to try the Starlink satellite system? I've heard the latency is not too bad. For me, latency is not a big issue because I don't do any real gaming online or anything like that. Because I think Starlink they got like 150 to 200 millisecond latency. That's not too bad considering considering it's orbiting. Certainly much better than geostationary stuff. Ah, nearly killed the backlight cable. Yeah, that's what I was thinking, new cut. Yeah. Because certainly the ones that we're using at the moment for the MBN, or most internet communications satellite based in the world at the moment, now because they're in geostationary orbit, they have a very large ping time. Get in, you little mongrel. $50.20 is not too bad. I think $50.20 is a perfectly usable everyday type speed, at least for now. But I'm definitely glad that I went and bought the 140. To be fair, when I got the 140, $50.20 wasn't a thing. Yeah, at that point we only had pretty much, I think it was 25.2 or straight up to 140 or something like that. Aruna, hello? Yeah, well, that's working. 1X, I can't fix your phone because it's not here. Oh yeah, AJ, don't get me started on the whole internet thing. Yeah, we spent more, it took longer, and we got less. Telstra got rich, so did a few other buddies, but we didn't. If we'd stuck to the fibre to the premises, we would have been in a much better position now. And it would have lasted us 50 years. But instead, we've got this hodgepodge crap fest, and we're going to have to rip it up in 20 anyway. So, yeah, it was one opportunity to do it right. Okay, that's good. Okay, that's good. Charge is good on that one too. Alright, so these are good to go. Just... Okay, this one's paid. This one... Damn it, I need a sticker. Yeah. $120. Oh, okay, Paul. Nice to see they're actually creeping into Australia now. Okay, let's see if we got a response regarding the MacBook. Yeah, there we go. We'll let them know and get them to say where to go. Okay, so we're waiting. Alright then, well in that case that cancels the stream for the day, as I can't really do any further until I get the message back, and as it is I've got to take those phones back up to the reception area so that the people are ready to pick them up when they come. What are you using for barcode scanning software? I am just using just a normal 2D scanner, handheld scanner, the keyboard type one, so it does all the decoding. The only thing I am doing though is that in order to prevent because it's a keyboard device, in order to prevent it just spewing that keyboard entry anywhere, I have written a small program that will actually capture exclusively that port and stop it being used by anything else. Hey Kurt Dorr, if you want, and also it's for Linux only by the way, if you check out my GitHub page, you'll see there it's just called barcode scanner or something like that, along with all my other projects. Alright, I'm out of here, so maybe tonight I'll have another stream when I'm working on the MacBook. We'll have to see what comes back from the customer. I do have some other things. I've got to clean up that 1465 from last week, the one that had all the lemonade through it. And I've also got to do Jim, our very own Jim from here. I've got to do a keyboard for one of the machines he's sent up. So until then, you all take care, and I'll see you later.